High Admiral Zelvex slams his fist on the holographic display, scattering the star chart projections. 3 fleets, 3 unstoppable invasion forces, all vanished. The Galactic Conclave chamber falls silent as the representatives of 17 advanced civilizations process this impossible information. Perhaps it was simply navigation error, suggests Delegate Morg of the Syrian hierarchy, his 4 eyes blinking nervously. The Sol system contains numerous gravitational anomalies. Zelvex's facial tentacles darken with frustration. The Draxians conquered 63 worlds before targeting Earth. The Krell Dominion obliterated the entire Proxima system as a demonstration of their might. The Zith Collective has detailed star maps dating back millennia. These were not navigational errors. Specialist Tara Maureen observes from her position at the data terminal, keeping her thoughts carefully neutral. As the Conclave's chief sinological investigator, she learned to watch and listen before offering conclusions. The disappearance of 3 invasion fleets defied conventional explanation, yet the gathered delegates were already dividing into predictable factions. The humans must have developed a superweapon, declares General Kryn of the Orion Defense Force, her scaled skin glistening under the chamber lights. Some kind of matter disintegration field. Impossible, counters Science Director Vem. Their technological development remains primitive. Their most advanced physics experiments barely scratch quantum uncertainty principles. Then they'd found allies, suggests Ambassador Lore, the insectoid representative from the Andromeda Coalition. Perhaps the Ascended Ones have chosen to protect them. The chamber erupts in overlapping arguments and theories. Tara quietly accesses her neural interface, reviewing the data packets on human civilization, a species barely 200,000 years old, only recently industrialized, still burning fossil fuels for energy, prone to internal conflicts over resources and ideology, no unified planetary government, no apparent awareness of galactic civilization. Yet somehow, they'd defeated 3 of the most powerful forces in the known universe. Enough speculation. High Chancellor Norex finally interrupts, his booming voice cutting through the chaos. His ancient, crystalline form pulses with subtle light patterns expressing his authority. We require facts, not theories. Specialist Maureen. Tara steps forward, aware of all eyes turning toward her. Yes, High Chancellor. You will go to Earth, establish a covered observation post. Determine what destroyed these fleets and report back with actionable intelligence. Tara bows slightly. And if I discover a threat to the Conclave, you are authorized to neutralize it by any means necessary. Norex responds coldly. The safety of galactic civilization takes precedence over one primitive world. As the chamber empties, Admiral Zelvex approaches Tara privately. Something troubles me about this assignment, he says quietly. The timing of these invasions. Sir, the Draxians, the Krell, the Zith, all vanished at precisely the same coordinates, yet none adjusted their approach vectors despite knowing of the previous disappearances. Tara frowns. That is, unusual tactical behavior, almost as if something was compelling them to follow the exact same path. Zelvex hands her a secure data crystal. This contains classified sensor readings from our long-range monitoring stations. There are quantum irregularities around Earth unlike anything our scientists have recorded elsewhere in the galaxy. You believe something beyond conventional physics is at work. I believe you should trust nothing while you're there. His gaze hardens. And watch the humans carefully. There's more to them than our databases suggest. 3 days later, Tara's stealth vessel slips out of hyperspace at the edges of the Sol system. She activates her advanced cloaking systems and begins the slow approach toward the 3rd planet, an unremarkable blue world harboring either the most dangerous weapon in the universe or a mystery beyond comprehension. Tara's cloaked observation vessel hovers above Earth's atmosphere as she studies the bewildering planet below. Her scanners detect no energy shields, no massive weapon arrays, no defense fleet lying in wait. Instead, she finds a species still burning fossil fuels, fighting primitive wars, and apparently unaware of the greater cosmic civilization surrounding them. Day 14 of Earth observation. She logs into her neural recorder. Still no sign of advanced defensive capabilities. Planetary military forces remain fragmented into nation-states with rudimentary nuclear capabilities and limited space presence. Through her ship's adaptive camouflage systems, Terra establishes a hidden monitoring station on the far side of Earth's moon. From this vantage point, she deploys microscopic quantum resonance drones that infiltrate Earth's digital networks. Within hours, she gains access to the entirety of human knowledge stored on their internet. What she discovers confounds all conclave intelligence on pre-spacefaring civilizations. These humans are obsessed with the stars, she notes, scanning through decades of their entertainment media. They've created thousands of fictional scenarios about extraterrestrial contact, the vast majority depicting invasion attempts. Night after night, she watches their movies about alien invasions. Independence Day, War of the Worlds, Arrival, Signs, Edge of Tomorrow. In each, humanity triumphs against technologically superior invaders through determination, resourcefulness, or unexpected biological advantages. Their television series depict similar themes. Their literature explores countless first contact scenarios. Their scientific community openly debates methods for detecting and potentially defending against hostile alien life, all while having no confirmed evidence that such life exists. It's as if they're preparing, she murmurs, comparing the invasion trajectories of the vanished fleets to scenarios from human fiction. The similarities are too numerous to be coincidental. During her third week of observation, Terra focuses on monitoring Earth's scientific community. Most human physics remains rudimentary, but scattered individuals pursue theories that approach dangerously close to understanding the true nature of reality. One researcher in particular captures her attention. Dr. Maya Chen, a quantum physicist whose papers on probability field manipulation and observer-influenced reality mechanics have been largely dismissed by her peers. Terra's neural implant alerts her to an incoming conclave transmission. The message is brief but alarming. Vorn hegemony fleet departed Proxima Centauri. Estimated arrival Earth sector. 7 planetary rotations. Composition. 300 warships. 1 world killer platform. Approach vector identical to previous fleets. The Vorn. Even among the Conclave's 17 civilizations, they are feared. A species evolutionarily hardwired for conquest, they've reduced dozens of inhabited worlds to asteroid fields. Their world killer platforms could crack a planet's crust from orbit. The defense system, whatever it is, will be tested to its limits, Terra mutters, reviewing the Vorn fleet specifications. She makes her decision. Protocol dictates observation only, but with a Vorn fleet approaching, the timeline has accelerated dramatically. She needs to understand Earth's mysterious defense system before it's potentially overwhelmed. Terra activates her biological camouflage systems, modifying her 4-limbed form and iridescent skin to match human appearance. She programs her ship to maintain its lunar observation post and prepares a short-range transport pod. Her target: Dr. Maya Chen's isolated research facility in the mountains of a region humans call Colorado. If anyone might understand what's protecting Earth, it would be the scientist whose theories have inadvertently come closest to explaining it. Initiating direct contact protocol, she logs as her transport pod descends through Earth's atmosphere under cover of darkness. May the Conclave forgive this breach of directive. Targeting the most promising lead in her research, Terra disguises herself and makes direct contact with Dr. Maya Chen, a physicist whose controversial theories about quantum narrative mechanics have made her an outcast in the scientific establishment. Chen barely blinks at meeting an alien, as if she's been expecting this moment her entire life. "You know what I am," Terra says, not a question but a statement of fact. Chen nods, adjusting her glasses. "I've been tracking quantum aberrations in Earth's orbit for 3 years. Too regular to be natural, too subtle to be detected by standard equipment." She gestures to the modified equipment humming around her lab. I built these sensors myself. They detected your lunar base 2 weeks ago. Terra's camouflaged skin ripples slightly in surprise. Impossible. Our technology is advanced, yes, but you're still bound by fundamental quantum principles. Chen leads her deeper into the mountainside laboratory, past rooms filled with equipment no human research facility should possess. The moment your observation post began scanning Earth, you became entangled in the very phenomenon I've been studying. The main chamber reveals walls covered with equations, holographic models floating in midair, and a central platform containing what appears to be a miniature galaxy spinning in suspended animation. You've been waiting for me, Terra realizes. Not you specifically, Chen replies, but someone. The math predicted first contact would happen this month. She pulls up a series of three-dimensional charts. The vanishing ships. It's proof my equations were right all along. Earth sits at a unique junction point in the quantum probability spectrum. Explain, Tara demands. Reality isn't fixed, Chen says, her eyes alight with the enthusiasm of someone finally able to share a lifetime's work. It's a constantly fluctuating field of probabilities. On most planets, these probabilities distribute normally. But Earth, she points to a swirling anomaly in her model. Earth exists at a cosmic focal point where quantum fields concentrate and amplify. And this explains vanishing invasion fleets. Exactly. Chen types rapidly, bringing up trajectory plots that match precisely with Terra's classified data. When enough humans imagine a specific outcome, especially under threat conditions, the probability field literally reshapes to manifest that outcome. You're suggesting human thought is somehow weaponized by this quantum junction. Not weaponized. Amplified. Chen pulls up media files, thousands of alien invasion scenarios from human entertainment. For centuries, we've been collectively imagining hostile aliens failing in their invasions. Those collective visions have solidified into quantum patterns that automatically activate when the specific conditions appear. Terra processes this information against everything she knows about advanced physics. If you're correct, then. An alarm cuts her off. Chen rushes to a monitor showing a real-time deep space feed. The Vorn fleet has entered the solar system, their massive warships casting long shadows across Neptune's rings. They're earlier than projected, Terra says tightly, and following exactly the same approach vector as the previous fleets. Chen confirms, overlaying the trajectories. If my calculations are correct, they'll trigger the quantum defense field in approximately 72 hours. Unless what? Chen's expression darkens. Unless they adjust course by exactly 3 degrees. No one has ever imagined an invasion coming from that angle. There's a blind spot in our collective consciousness. Can you alert your authorities? Your planetary defense systems? With what evidence? Chen laughs bitterly. I'm already considered the laughingstock of modern physics. She turns to Terra, determination replacing doubt. But together, we might just have a chance to do something more important. What's that? Understand how this power works before someone else discovers how to circumvent it. Chen leads Terra to a secret underground facility where a small team of scientists has built what they call a reality engine, a device designed to measure and potentially influence quantum probability fields. The readouts spike dramatically as the Vorn fleet crosses Jupiter's orbit. 7 scientists, Terra observes, scanning the laboratory where Chen's hand-picked team works feverishly on calculations and equipment adjustments. A small group to be defending an entire planet. Most of them don't fully understand what we're doing, Chen admits quietly. They think we're developing early warning systems for solar flares or asteroid impacts. Only 2 others know the truth. The central chamber houses a massive spherical device suspended in a gravity-neutral field. Countless filaments connected to monitoring stations where holographic displays show cascading probability matrices. The technology is a bizarre hybrid. Advanced quantum processors jury-rigged with Earth's primitive electronics and materials. You built this, Tara asks, unable to hide her astonishment. Based on theories that got me laughed out of 3 universities. Chen responds with a hint of pride. The quantum resonance core came to me in a dream 4 years ago. The engineering team thinks I developed it through conventional research. Dr. Elias Mbeki, a quantum mathematician, and one of Chen's confidants, calls them over to his station. The probability collapse is beginning, he announces, pointing to a 3-dimensional model of the solar system. A wave of blue energy emanates from Earth, invisible to conventional detection, but blindingly obvious on their specialized equipment. It's like Earth has its own immune system against invasion, Chen explains, pointing to data showing how the probability of the Vorn fleet's success is mathematically dropping toward 0. Billions of humans have imagined alien invasions failing in 1,000 different ways. Those collective visions have solidified into a quantum barrier more powerful than any technology. Show me where the blind spot would be, Tara requests. Chen adjusts the display, highlighting a narrow corridor through the probability field. If they altered course here, the quantum defense wouldn't recognize the approach pattern. No major human fiction has ever depicted an invasion from this precise vector. A young researcher interrupts them. Dr. Chen, the Vorn fleet has accelerated. They'll reach the critical coordinates in 17 minutes. The room tenses as everyone moves to monitoring stations. Tara accesses her neural implant, connecting to her ship's sensors for a clearer view of the approaching Armada. 300 vessels arranged in perfect attack formation, the enormous world-killer platform at their center preparing to deploy its planet-cracking weaponry. They're maintaining course, Mbeki confirms, directly into the highest density section of the probability field. They don't know, Tara realizes. Despite the previous disappearances, they have no concept of what they're facing. The minutes tick by in tense silence. Shen's reality engine pulses with increasing intensity, mapping the collision between alien intent and human imagination. Contact in 30 seconds, announces a technician. Tara watches in astonishment as the massive Vorn fleet, visible on her advanced scanners, but undetectable to Earth's primitive systems, begins to distort at the edges. Space itself seems to warp around the ships, reality becoming uncertain, probabilities collapsing into a single inevitable outcome, one written in countless human stories. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 1. The entire Vorn fleet simply ceases to exist. No explosion, no distress signals, no debris. 300 warships and 20 million Vorn warriors erased from existence as if they never were. Probability field normalizing, Mbeki reports shakily. Complete dissolution of target objects. Ken turns to Tara, her expression a mix of vindication and horror. Now do you understand? The humans aren't just lucky. They've unconsciously harnessed the most fundamental forces of the universe through nothing but their imagination. News of another vanishing fleet sends shockwaves through galactic civilization. Fear of the mysterious Earth defense system triggers a political crisis in the conclave. Some demand immediate action to neutralize this threat, while others seek to capture the power for themselves. High Chancellor Norix's crystalline form pulses with agitation as emergency transmissions flood the conclave chamber. 4 fleets, 4 of our most powerful civilizations, humiliated by primitives. Not just humiliated, erased, corrects Science Director Vem, reviewing Tara's classified reports. Specialist Maureen's data confirms it. No debris, no energy discharge. The Vorn simply cease to exist in this reality. The gathered delegates fall into factions, their arguments growing increasingly heated. The militarists call for an overwhelming assault from multiple vectors simultaneously. The cautious advocate for quarantine, building a sensor perimeter around Sol and declaring it forbidden space. The opportunists suggest sending diplomatic missions to bargain for the technology. None fully comprehend what they're facing. Back on Earth, Tara, now working closely with Chen and her team, makes another stunning discovery while analyzing the quantum field's response to various stimuli. It's evolving, Chen explains, showing Tara a time-lapse of the field's structure over the past century. See these harmonic patterns here. They've been shifting gradually from chaotic to organized forms. Tara studies the data, corresponding with what? Changes in human fiction. Chen pulls up a cultural database spanning from H.G. Wells to present day. For centuries, humans imagined hostile aliens, but recently our stories have begun featuring peaceful contact and cooperation. E.T. Close Encounters. Arrival. Stories where understanding replaces conflict. The implications stagger Tara. The defense system isn't just destroying threats. It's becoming more selective. Chen finishes, potentially allowing peaceful visitors while still eliminating hostile ones. Dr. Mbiki joins them, his expression grave. We've picked up unusual quantum disturbances near Neptune. Something's coming, but it's different from the previous fleets. Tara accesses her neural link to the Conclave Intelligence Network. What she discovers chills her. The purifiers have broken from the Conclave. Who? Chen asks. A faction convinced that emergent powers like yours represent an existential threat to established cosmic order. Tara shows them sensor readings of the approaching vessels. They're not coming as conquerors. They're coming as exterminators. Their directive will be simple: sterilize Earth before humans fully harness this ability. But the quantum field will protect us, right? Mbeki asks. Just like with the other fleets. Tara shakes her head. The purifiers have studied the previous failures. They've designed their approach specifically to bypass the quantum field, using vectors and methodologies no human has ever imagined an attack coming from. Chen paces the laboratory, thinking rapidly. If the defense system responds to human collective imagination, then theoretically, if humans became conscious of this ability, they could direct it intentionally. You want to reveal everything? Mbeki asks incredulously. The global panic alone cooled. Not everything. Chen interrupts. But enough. We need to extend the protection to our Mars colonies, at minimum. And we need to prepare for an attack unlike anything humans have imagined before. Tara receives another classified update through her neural implant. Her skin pales. It's worse than I thought. The purifiers have deployed a stealth planet killer, using revolutionary cloaking technology specifically designed to be conceptually invisible. Meaning? Chen asks. It approaches from a vector so unexpected, so counter to human narrative conventions, that your collective imagination can't form a defense against it. Tara looks up, her expression grim. Because you literally cannot imagine it. Chen's eyes narrow with determination. Then we'll have to change that. The planet killer weapon moves silently toward Earth, its revolutionary cloaking technology rendering it undetectable to both human technology and the quantum defense field. Tara receives warning of the attack through her conclave contacts, but faces an impossible challenge: how to trigger Earth's defense system against a threat humans don't know exists and haven't imagined. It's approaching from below the ecliptic plane, Tara explains, projecting a holographic model in Chen's lab. No human science fiction has ever depicted an attack from this vector. The purifiers studied your literature extensively. Chen examines the projected course. And this, conceptual invisibility. The weapon's design deliberately contradicts human expectation. Tara continues. Your stories imagine planet killers as massive, visible objects. Death stars, starkiller bases, doomsday devices. This is the opposite. A swarm of billions of microscopic machines that will infiltrate Earth's crust at dispersed entry points. Dr. Mbeki shakes his head in disbelief. No explosion, no single point of attack, just systematic disassembly of the planet's structure from within. Precisely why the quantum field can't defend against it, Tara confirms. Humans haven't collectively imagined this scenario. Chen paces the room, her mind racing. She stops suddenly, turning to face the others with newfound determination. Then we need to make them imagine it. How? Mbeki asks. We can't just announce to the world that aliens are real and coming to destroy us. we'd be dismissed as crackpots, or worse, cause global panic. Not directly, Chen replies. But what if we could seed the idea through entertainment channels? Create a viral scenario realistic enough to capture global imagination. Tara considers this. The quantum field responds to collective belief. If enough humans visualize this exact threat, we make it conceivable, Chen finishes, and therefore defendable. Within hours, Chen activates a network she's quietly built over years: science fiction writers, film directors, game designers, and social media influencers who've shown interest in her theoretical work. Working around the clock, Tara provides technical details while Chen translates them into narratives that human minds can grasp. The campaign begins with a seemingly spontaneous trend. A creative writing prompt about invisible planet killers appears simultaneously across multiple platforms. A popular science fiction author releases a short story featuring microscopic machines attacking from an unexpected angle. A prominent filmmaker shares concept art for a new project featuring exactly the scenario they need people to envision. Is it working? Tara asks on the third day, monitoring the quantum field fluctuations. Chen points to subtle changes in the readouts. The field is responding, but slowly. We need broader engagement, more minds focusing on the same concept. Dr. Mbeki rushes in, tablet in hand. The gaming community is amplifying our signal. 3 major streamers picked up the concept for their world-building sessions. Viewership in the millions. A young researcher interrupts with alarming news. The planet killer has accelerated. New estimated arrival: 36 hours. Chen's expression hardens. Not enough time for organic spread. We need to go bigger. How? Tara asks. Hollywood. Chen answers. I have a former student working as a scientific consultant there. We release a leaked screenplay treatment and concept art for a blockbuster featuring exactly this threat. Make it look like an accidental studio security breach. The plan executes perfectly. Within hours, the leaked materials spread across entertainment news sites and social media. Fans begin creating theories, artwork, and stories based on the compelling concept. The quantum field's responsiveness increases exponentially. It's working, Mbeki confirms, watching the probability matrices shift. The field is beginning to recognize the threat pattern. But a warning flashes across Tara's neural interface. The planet killer has detected the quantum field's adaptation and initiated its contingency protocol. Maximum acceleration toward Earth. They're racing us, Tara announces grimly, trying to strike before the defense fully materializes. As the invisible planet killer enters striking range, something unprecedented happens. Amateur astronomers around Earth begin reporting strange gravitational anomalies exactly where the weapon is located, anomalies that shouldn't be detectable with human technology. It's working, Chen whispers, watching real-time social media feeds flood with observations. The viral campaign is changing what people can perceive. In observatories across the globe, confused scientists detect unexplainable readings. Military satellites suddenly pick up phantom signatures. University physics departments independently begin theorizing about the exact type of cloaking technology the weapon actually uses, their speculations eerily accurate, despite having no access to alien science. The collective imagination is focusing, Tara observes, monitoring the quantum field readings in Chen's lab. But is it enough? The reality engine shows the weapon's position just 12 hours from optimal deployment range. Around the world, the viral entertainment scenario has evolved beyond their initial seeding. Fans have created detailed technical specifications for the theoretical weapon. Computer graphics artists have rendered visualizations showing exactly how microscopic machines could infiltrate a planet's crust. Something's happening, Dr. Mbeki calls out, pointing to the quantum field display. The previously invisible approach vector now glows with increasing brightness in their detection grid. The conceptual invisibility is failing. Chen's reality engine detects the quantum field strengthening exponentially as the human population focuses more attention on the scenario. Across the globe, millions of minds are simultaneously visualizing the same threat, and, in doing so, forcing it into the realm of possibility that Earth's defense system can recognize. The planet killer's cloaking systems are destabilizing. Terra confirms through her advanced sensors. It's becoming visible not just to our equipment, but to standard Earth detection systems. Military bases worldwide report unexpected contacts, triggering automated defense protocols. Radar operators watch in confusion as their screens display an object that, according to their understanding of physics, cannot possibly exist. What follows defies conventional explanation. A perfect cascade of coincidences begins disabling the planet killer piece by piece. A solar flare erupts from an otherwise quiet section of the sun, sending a precisely directed electromagnetic pulse toward the weapon's navigation systems. A micrometeorite shower, statistically impossible in that section of space, penetrates the exact vulnerabilities in its shielding. "This is beyond anything I theorized," Chen says in awe. The quantum field isn't just recognizing the threat. It's actively generating countermeasures based on the most popular human-imagined defense scenarios. Inside the purifier weapon, systems fail in succession. Its self-diagnostic routines attempt to compensate, but each adaptation is met with a new, seemingly random obstacle. The commander of the operation watches in horror as causal reality itself seems to turn against their carefully engineered attack. "Final phase initiated," Dr. Mbeki announces, pointing to a surge in the quantum readings. The field has fully mapped the threat. In a final breathtaking display of improbability, the planet killer's own weapon systems mysteriously activate, targeting its central power core. The purifier operators frantically attempt to override the commands, but it's as if an invisible force has seized control of their technology. "It's the power of story," Chen explains, watching the climactic moment unfold. In human narratives, poetic justice is a powerful archetype, the villain destroyed by their own weapon. The planet killer erupts in a silent flash of light, visible only as a momentary star in Earth's night sky, most humans mistaking it for a supernova or distant celestial event, unaware of how close they came to extinction. Terra turns to Chen, her expression a mixture of awe and trepidation. "Your species just defeated the most advanced weapon in the galaxy, without even knowing it existed." In the aftermath of Earth's latest impossible defense, the Galactic Conclave votes to initiate formal first contact rather than risk further conflict. Their diplomatic vessel enters Earth orbit openly, broadcasting messages of peace in all human languages. High Chancellor Norex stands before the assembled delegates, his crystalline form glowing with formal diplomatic patterns. The vote is conclusive: 28 civilizations in favor, 3 abstaining, none opposed. Earth will be invited to join the galactic community. Earth's response to the appearance of the massive conclave vessel is predictably chaotic. Governments scramble to establish protocols. Military forces go on high alert. Social media explodes with theories, fears, and celebrations. Religious leaders proclaim both apocalypse and salvation. Yet beneath the chaos, something remarkable emerges: a surprising readiness. Decades of science fiction have prepared humanity for this moment better than any formal training could have. In a secure mountain facility, Terra and Chen watch global reactions on dozens of screens. "They're adapting faster than any species I've encountered," Terra observes. "The panic is minimal." Chen smiles knowingly. "We've rehearsed this moment in our collective imagination thousands of times. Look at the response patterns. They're following the most optimistic scenarios from our fiction." Dr. Mbeki enters with news. "The United Nations has requested that our team join the first official diplomatic meeting. Apparently, our research into extraterrestrial communication protocols has been flagged as valuable." 3 days later, within a hastily assembled international coalition headquarters, Terra and Chen reveal the truth to a select council of Earth's leaders. Humanity's greatest weapon has always been its imagination. The quantum narrative field surrounding Earth doesn't just destroy invaders. Chen explains to the stunned officials. It reshapes reality to align with humanity's most prevalent visions of the future. Initially met with skepticism, the evidence becomes undeniable when they demonstrate the reality engine's capabilities by temporarily manifesting small-scale probability alterations, making impossible coin flip sequences materialize, redirecting weather patterns briefly, healing minor injuries through thought alone. Every species has unique gifts, Terra tells them. Some evolved superior strength, others remarkable intelligence or longevity. Humans evolved something far more powerful, the ability to collectively imagine reality into being. As humans begin consciously directing this ability, astonishing developments unfold. The protective quantum field extends to cover the Mars colonies overnight after a globally coordinated visualization exercise. Environmental damage begins reversing in regions where healing-focused imagination sessions take place. Technology advances rapidly as research teams learn to supplement conventional science with directed probability manipulation. The galaxy watches in amazement as humanity takes its first steps as a recognized cosmic power, not through conquest or technological superiority, but through the simple yet profound ability to imagine better tomorrows and make them real. 6 months after first contact, the conclave holds a formal induction ceremony. Earth doesn't join as a junior member, as is customary for new civilizations, but as a founding partner in a new galactic accord, one based on mutual respect rather than dominance hierarchies. We've existed for millennia believing reality was fixed and immutable, High Chancellor Norix admits in the historic ceremony. Humans have shown us that the universe is far more responsive to conscious intent than we ever realized. In her laboratory, now expanded into an international research center, Chen activates a new generation reality engine. This one doesn't merely detect quantum probability fields, it actively shapes them based on the collected dreams of billions. The defense system was just the beginning, she tells Terra, watching the swirling patterns of human imagination coalesce into tangible future possibilities. We're learning to write the story of tomorrow, together.